Following the release of The King, Eternal Monarch, Lee Min-ho participated in a series of interviews, press events, and behind-the-scenes features. Throughout this period, Kim Go-eun's name appeared repeatedly in his answers, regardless of whether she was the direct subject of the question. This pattern was not subtle. From local Korean press conferences to international virtual interviews, Lee Min-ho brought up Kim Go-eun in contexts ranging from acting dynamics to personal impressions. In a virtual interview with a major Southeast Asian entertainment outlet, Lee Min-ho was asked to describe what made The King, Eternal Monarch different from his previous dramas. Instead of referring to the plot or genre first, he immediately highlighted Kim Go-eun's performance. He stated that acting alongside her introduced a new rhythm in his work and emphasized her ability to convey complex emotional tones without relying on excessive dialogue. In a separate press conference held by SBS, Lee Min-ho was asked a general question about cast chemistry. Rather than offering a group-based answer, he pivoted to his scenes with Kim Go-eun, detailing how their timing during filming improved with every shoot and how they developed non-verbal communication techniques to enhance realism in their scenes. These details were not required by the question, yet he volunteered them. During a Q&A video created for fans on YouTube, Lee Min-ho received a question about his most memorable scene in the drama. Among several options available from a high-budget, parallel universe production, he chose a simple cafe scene shared with Kim Go-eun. He described the setting, the lines, and even her expression in that particular take. He didn't just recall the moment. He explained it with specificity, mentioning her delivery, her posture, and the subtle tone of her voice. This pattern continued in post-release promotional content. In a magazine feature interview, when discussing the transition back into acting after a brief hiatus, he linked his return to the opportunity to work with Kim Go-eun. He stated that collaborating with someone with her kind of control and balance gave him a new motivation on set. Again, her name was not prompted, yet it was included. Multiple entertainment outlets compiled these mentions. Some noted that Lee Min-ho referred to Kim Go-eun by name in over 70% of his interviews related to The King, Eternal Monarch, even when questions were not actor-specific. In promotional videos for global streaming platforms, his mentions continued, sometimes as comparisons, sometimes in praise, and occasionally as indirect references such as working with someone who's sharp and quiet in her process. Fan analysis videos broke down these mentions, offering timelines and highlighting how often Kim Go-eun's name came up versus other cast members. In one breakdown, Lee Min-ho mentioned her name 3 times in a single 2-minute segment of a press junket, more than any other individual reference during the entire interview. In a more relaxed behind-the-scenes segment aired by Netflix Korea, he was seen off-camera speaking to crew members about how Kim Go-eun approached her scenes with minimal takes and rarely required direction repetition. While this comment was not part of a formal interview, it was captured on a live mic and later included in the final video edit. This pattern is not typical promotional behavior. Lead actors often praise co-stars, but rarely with this level of repetition or voluntary emphasis. When a co-star's name is introduced consistently without prompt, it indicates that the actor considers that colleague integral to the creative process or holds them in unusually high regard. Neither Lee Min-ho nor Kim Go-eun has offered explanations for this ongoing pattern. Officially, their interviews maintain a professional tone. No statements have suggested anything beyond mutual respect as colleagues. Still, the repetition of her name across various media outlets, combined with the depth of the descriptions he uses, points to a consistent focus. In industry interviews where time is limited and responses are usually concise, Lee Min-ho's tendency to bring Kim Go-eun into multiple contexts, from technical discussions to performance insights, demonstrates that she remains a key reference point in his post-The King career narrative. This trend has not diminished. Even in 2023, When asked in a retrospective interview about previous co-stars that shaped his approach to future roles, he again mentioned Kim Go-eun, noting that she had a non-verbal depth that few actors develop early in their career. This comment was unprompted and part of a question that only asked generally about influence. Whether strategic, personal, or habitual, Lee Min-ho's continued reference to Kim Go-eun has become one of the most noticeable features of his public commentary. It suggests not only high regard, but a continued relevance of their collaboration in his professional framing, long after the drama ended.